This is all your fault, Terry. Terry King did this to me, guys. Be careful. I can't drive by a pile, or sorry, a big bag of leaves this time of year without throwing it in the back of the truck. I've got heaps even in the back there. But what I want to do is turn some of these sweet leaves into this. Now, I've got one free compost bay right now. Probably going to be two, because in the far one there, we're going to use up all that sweet compost in the next week or so. Fingers crossed. So what I'm going to do is I got the trusty lawnmower. I'm going to dump these things out. I'm going to clear out the cedar boughs first, just so it's on top of soil, and then mow them all over. Dump them in there. And then we're going to use some as mulch out in the garden, but I'm sure there'll be some left over as a perfect carbon source for my next pile. I've got tons of stuff still coming out of the garden, and we got a nice little pile here. So yeah, I'm sure you guys want to watch me use the lawnmower, but you're not going to get to do it today. So yeah, so I'm just going to get going on the lawnmower, and I'll show you what it comes out to. It's all gonna fit in there. Super easy. Terry's done 25 super sacks, 1-ton bags, and it basically comes out to, in 2 years, it comes out to just one of sweet leaf mold. So yeah, I'm gonna get going on it, and want to use it in some seedling mixes, trial that out, and then yeah, I'll bring you guys back at the end. I got a couple closing thoughts. Yeah, and some cool ideas. So awesome. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you in. Okay, easy money. Took just under an hour, I think, to do. The bag kept getting bunged up with the leaves, but and I only had to jump in there once to push everything down. So a couple things I didn't do was I didn't add any kind of nitrogen source. It's just like straight leaves, and obviously there would be maybe a bit of grass clippings in there, but not much. I just want to kind of get a baseline and see what just straight leaves without any nitrogen source or other amendments will do. I'm sure it'll get up to a certain temperature, but it'd be cool to let the fungi go and the fungi go. So so yeah, interested to see how it goes. Like I said, we're gonna put a bunch out in the garden, and then I'll use the remainder for the final compost build this year. So yeah, yeah, we'll see how this goes. I am gonna tarp it. There isn't really rain in the forecast, but I will tarp it up real quick and just try to keep the rain off it. It's pretty dry material in there, so it'll be interesting just to see what happens. It might not heat up at all because it's so dry, but it may surprise me. So yeah, leaves aren't that dirty. Stay awesome. Okay, so it's 3 days later, and we had a little technical issue, but it's actually worked out really good. So it's I did this on Thursday, lawnmower the leaves, just the leaves, nice and dry, and yeah, so I came over and put the thermometer in here expecting it to be about 80, 90, maybe 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's actually just below 140. So today, just before we came over here, I got a notification that the King had posted his leaf mold video. I haven't watched it yet, but I think it has to do with taking 2 years as opposed to trying to do it really quick. And this is super interesting because 140, I didn't add any nitrogen, I didn't add any water, and I wanted to speed it up. But I think in the process, and I think this is where you guys can help me out, is by busting them up like this, it's got the temperature too high for the mycelium and the hyphae. It's going to be killing off all the beneficial fungi that you want in your leaf mold. So it may be better, as what Terry does is he just puts the 1-ton bags in, lets them sink, and then over a 2-year process, it turns into leaf mold. This may just be bacterially dominated leaf compost by the end of it. Now, again, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I think that to get the really beneficial leaf mold that all gardeners are looking for, is slower is so much better than faster. Again, I'm not sure. Maybe somebody out there who's smart can help me out, set me straight on this. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, and I'd love to kind of get some feedback from you guys or my lovely wife. You got anything?
Are you saying that all you're doing right now is just making compost out of leaves?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure that's too hot for a fungally dominated composting process.
For leaf?
Yeah, because it is thermophilic, and the thermophilic bacteria will definitely kill off the fungi and the hyphae and the mycelium as well, which is what actually breaks the leaves down. It's a fungus that does it.
Okay, well, I have another question
not bacteria.
Okay, so suppose we just monitor the temperature.
Yeah.
I may cut this out of the video. Suppose we monitor the temperature,
mm-hmm.
and it never goes above what it is now,
mm-hmm.
and in a week it drops
right
to a place where the mycelium can live.
Right.
Well, there's got to be mycelium all over the place in here.
Is. Yeah.
So,
and of course, it's just right in the center too, right?
Right. So what's happening along the edge? Or is it living on the edge and it will infiltrate once it's done cooking in the middle? Because you're not flipping this pile, right? It's so funny.
Well, the plan was to spread most of it out, and cover whatever we don't have a cover crop or roots in the ground on. We were gonna spread it out. But now I think maybe a pivot is in order, and maybe we do let it go for a while, and just see what it does. I mean, we've got, again, a big super sack of leaves that we can put out into the garden, and they'll break down obviously slower than these will. And just kind of see what this maybe does. Like, it definitely won't reach that temperature on the outside like our regular compost pile.
So if we were just going to spread this out anyway, are we worrying about something dying that isn't going to die, and we're just overthinking? Are we overthinking the process?
Could be.
Or is there some basis for being concerned that we're killing off the stuff in the leaf?
Right. And with Terry, like he does all his work. Well, he does all his work the whole time, but he gets 25 bags of leaf mold or 20 super sacks. He dumps them in. As they sink, he dumps more in. And I've never seen him take a temperature of it, which would be interesting to see if that got up to above, 100 or whatever it is, 100, 102 degrees, and see if that got super hot in there as well. I mean, if you're not going to flip it, it'll definitely stay cool, and it'll start to infiltrate over time. I'm just wondering if it affects the end quality of the leaf mold. Or if you can even call it kind of leaf mold at that point. So.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. Let us know, guys.
Yeah.
Let us know. That would be. I'm just super interested in the fact that it's so hot with pure carbon. Well, nothing's pure carbon, but very high CN ratio and no water. I didn't add any water to that at all. So. Interesting. Interesting. It's dark. How's my hair?
Great.
Awesome.